can we assume that if someone has a relationship with God, that then the rest of their relationships are healthy, are going to be good?
Well, I try not to deceive myself into thinking that I know who is saved and who isn't, you know? Only God really knows those things. So being saved is like another way of saying has a relationship with God in my mind. So I was really thinking about this. I think we can have good relationships or bad relationships. And I think part of our walk with the Lord is getting to the place where we have a good relationship with Him. Because when I remember this topic, Demetrius, that for a while I was a complementarian.
Mm,
I was so, like they say, cage stage, when you're
mm,
not charitable at all. I remember like just being so angry about people that weren't following the rules. And I remember having a conversation that was not respectful, and I couldn't believe how rude I was and how I was coming across in the name of supposedly biblical truth. So I wasn't having a good relationship in that situation. But did I have a relationship with God? I did. But I had to learn how to have good conversations with other people, and
excellent.
not just sharing what I think is true, but okay, like a lot. I've learned a lot from apologetics and from the book club that I'm a part of. I've heard ladies share their experiences of being an atheist, and that helps me to humanize atheists, people that disagree with us
Wow.
and are hostile to us sometimes. Because
Wow.
even they say, I used to be so rude. I used to think this and that about Christians. And so that has impacted the way that I talk to other people. And I just realized, hey, those ladies were on a journey. And so now when I think
Wow.
of other atheists, I'm like, that could be my friend one day. So I've learned not to be
That's excellent.
rude in my passion, and I fail a lot still, but I'm determined to have better skills. Obviously, the Holy Spirit is our greatest teacher in that process. But yeah, I think there might be some people that are not as invested in having a better relationship with God, and that showing up in their relationships with other people and the way they talk. I think pride gets in the way, arrogance. Sometimes when we learn so much, we can become very arrogant. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, there's you and me were reading that book about
Hmm.
platforms,
Yeah.
and
Celebrities for Jesus.
yeah, and how
Yeah.
it's not helpful when we have people that are like sheltering, shielding all the bad stuff that's going on because they want to protect that organization, their livelihood. Perhaps a lot of, sometimes I forget, if you say something negative about a YouTuber, they might feel like it's an attack on their provision for their household. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes.
Some people might, you know, yeah, all of that can influence like our conversations.
There's so much there in that. That was a great answer, by the way. Great response. I appreciate that. And I love your thoughtfulness in regards to that entire response. And again, so if you're listening again on the podcast, you couldn't see Susan, but I hope that what she said came across to you, helpful to you. And for those of you who are able to see, Again, that was great because we can be in this relationship with the Lord and then not be really doing very good with our relationships with people. And that's a journey for us and to learn that. And again, the person who we're talking to, somebody who we're dealing with, can end up being somebody that we need down the lines, and could end up being a friend, a really good friend, somebody you need to lean on at some particular point in time. So we want to be able to develop those relationships really well. So I definitely appreciate you answering that. Are strong women rather, a threat to men?
Trust in your love for me. We live together. We live together, you and me. We live together. We live together.